Hello, let's see. What do you mean by management of risk? That means how to deal with the risk which you know that it may occur due to the dynamic tendency of the business and ever-changing condition. One is acceptance, other is avoiding, transfer and reducing. Let's start with accepting risk or absorbing risk. So accepting occurs when a business or individual acknowledge that yes, the risk will be there and it is not that much that you need to give them warranty or something like that. And this is also called risk retention. That means you accept that okay, risk will be there. What is absorbing? Absorbing a risk is very interesting. It is like not only accepting, it is like even if there is a loss, you need to deal with it. Next is avoiding the risk. When you know the risk is there, you are not going to do those work where the risk is there. Suppose a small restaurant which is using coal. They will not use the coal because they know that coal may catch fire. So instead of that, they will use gas. For that, you need to have the training and education. Now, transferred shifting risk. Risk shifting is the transfer of risk to another party. And there are different connotations. One is hedging, underwriting, subcontracting. Let's hear it. Students, let's discuss about hedging. What is hedging? It is coming under the transfer shifting risk. That means you are shifting the risk or you are transfer the risk to other. You are transfer the risk to other. So, how to do that? Hedging is a form of forward. You are actually forwarding the trading to minimize loss due to change in price. Suppose the price will decrease. So if the price will decrease, definitely the producer will face the loss. So hedging is actually to protect that. That's why it is called forward trading. In this kind of thing, hedging protects the trade profit, because if the price comes down, profit will get affected. So adverse effect will be there. Adverse effect means negative effect, fluctuation in common. So that is the purpose of hedging, that you are actually doing something to negate this adverse effect, to protect the adverse effect. For instance, a textile mill. Suppose a textile mill which keep a stock of 200 ball. So a textile mill has stocked 200 balls of cotton and they got to know run the risk. They are having the risk of loss due to fall in price. They got to know that there may be the decrease in price of this cotton ball. So what they do, they will just fix the price, fix the 200 balls price to the present price. So fall in price, maybe the price may fall in future, but since they shift this loss, how they shift the loss? Because they fix the price to the present. Now it may happen that in future price will go up, but that time they may face the loss. But if the price goes down, they will not face the loss because they shift this loss. The mill sell 200 balls of cotton in future market in the current price. Okay. So if the price of cotton fall, as I told you, if the price of cotton fall in the future, the loss on the stock cotton will be offset. Offset means there will be no loss. You know why? Because by the way, they will gain actually in future. If the price comes down, they will gain because they have already fixed the price or locked the price at the current price initially, because they thought that okay, maybe in future the price may goes down. However, hedging is not a foolproof method. You know what is not foolproof method? Because shifting risk, because risk is fully shifted only when the price in the cash and the future market change in the same proportion. Because here you have fixed the price in the current, but in future maybe price increases. So if the future price increases but you fix the price at the current rate, what will happen? You will face the loss. Next, underwriting. What is underwriting? Underwriting is an agreement entered into before the security market. That means security means shares are brought before the public. That means public is purchasing the share and there is a organization in between. They call intermediary organization. And you have to first say, or you just highlight that in that event of the public not subscribing to the entire issue, suppose the public has not purchased the entire share, issue means here share, so security shares all are same, entire issue means whatever shares been issued, okay, entire share suppose public hasn't purchased. So the underwriter means those who are the agent. The underwriter will, in consideration, whosoever underwriter or agent you have hired, they have to write that they take an allotment of such share as the public has not applied for it. Suppose public has not applied for the security, so the underwriter, in this case whosoever is the underwriter or the agent, they need to take an allotment. That means they need to take the allotment if the public does not purchase those shares. So this is a very interesting thing where the public company, here generally it happened with the government company. Public company means government company. If you are the agent of government company, you need to give them the underwrite that if suppose the shares are not completely allotted to the public, so what you have to do, you will be taking the allotment. That means you will be taking those shares, okay. You will not give to the public enterprise giving you shares, you take the shares as an agent. If the public will not purchase, you have to keep it with yourself. Number 3 is subcontracting. What is subcontracting? Some firm undertake a contract which extend over a long period of time or which require the specialized service. For example, electric, wiring, plumbing, glasses, timbers. So in this case, what they do? Subcontract. They give them subcontract. And what is the two-way benefit? If you give the subcontract, what will happen? You will, risk will be shifting the risk. At the same time, expert knowledge, because they know better those kind of thing. If we would give it to the plumber or the electrician, they know it better. So that's all. One is to reduce the risk. Now let us see the steps for reducing risk. Step 1 is identifying all the potential risks. That means what are the risks involved in each and every action or non-action. Okay. Now number 2 is mitigate. That means how to reduce the risk. What kind of people to be used, what kind of process, technology to be used, that you need to continuously see. What type of condition to be applied. Now third is to monitor. Keep on checking whether things are going on right direction. Monitoring step, we have to see the process is going right or not. Define upfront how the initiative will be monitored. You have to check it out. Monitoring means checking. Now fourth method is disaster planning. That means you know that there would be some risk, so you have to plan what is the worst thing can happen, and if there is some worst thing happen, then what is the contingency plan? Contingency plan means at that time of disaster what should you be taking. So this you need to prior decide that what are the disaster planning if this kind of risk ever happen. And then fifth step, that means you insure your business. Few risks you can insure. The insurance is normally happen at the low cost, because in insurance terms, risk is the chance something may happen, harmful may happen, unexpected thing like theft, damage of valuable property, belonging, or somebody being injured. So you have to price means the premium you have to give them, small money, and you get the money back on time.